everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating celestial objects in our sky, the moon. We see it almost every night, but did you know there are many different types of moon? From blood moons and supermoons to harvest and blue moons, each has its own story, science, and mystery. So buckle up, because in this video, we're going to explore all the different types of moons, explained in a way that's both fun and easy to understand. Let's start with something we all know, the phases of the moon. 1. Phases of the moon. The moon goes through 8 phases each month as it orbits the Earth. The New moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent. Each phase changes how much of the moon we see, depending on how sunlight hits it as it moves around Earth. 2. Full moon. This is when the moon is fully illuminated from our perspective. It rises at sunset and sets at sunrise, the brightest and most iconic phase. 3. New moon. The opposite of a full moon. We can't see it because the side facing Earth is in complete shadow. 4. Quarter moons. These are the half-lit moons. The first quarter and last quarter show a perfect 50-50th split. Now, let's talk about distance-based moons. Yes, the moon actually gets closer and farther from Earth during its orbit. 5. Supermoon. A supermoon occurs when the moon is full and at its closest point to Earth, called perigee. It looks larger and brighter than usual, a real treat for photographers and stargazers. 6. Micromoon. The opposite of a supermoon. It's when the full moon is at its farthest point, called apogee. It appears smaller and a bit dimmer, but still beautiful. That covers the basics of moon phases and how its distance affects how we see it. But now, let's take a look at some of the most talked about and visually stunning moons, like blood moons and blue moons. Stick around, it's about to get even more interesting. Alright, so we've covered the moon's phases and its size changes depending on the distance. Now, let's move on to some of the most colorful and culturally significant moons. Blood moon. This eerie-sounding name actually refers to a total lunar eclipse. Here's what happens. Earth moves directly between the sun and the moon. Sunlight passes through Earth's atmosphere and scatters. The red and orange wavelengths make it through and light up the moon. That gives it a reddish glow, hence the name, blood moon. It's stunning, rare, and has been seen as a sign or omen in many cultures throughout history. Blue moon. Nope, it doesn't actually turn blue. A blue moon is the second full moon in a single month, which doesn't happen very often. That's where the saying, once in a blue moon, comes from. Sometimes, though, volcanic ash or forest fires can make the moon appear bluish, but that's even rarer. Pink moon. This one also doesn't mean the moon turns pink. Sorry to disappoint. The pink moon is the name for the April full moon, inspired by a wildflower called phlox that blooms in early spring. It's all about seasonal symbolism, not color. Strawberry moon. Named by Native American tribes, the strawberry moon appears in June, during strawberry harvesting season. Sometimes it appears golden or reddish when low in the sky, especially during summer evenings. So now you know, these colorful moons aren't really about color. They're all tied to timing, tradition, and natural events. Next up, we explore the seasonal full moons like the wolf moon, harvest moon, and more. In many ancient cultures, each full moon of the year had a unique name, based on seasonal events, agriculture, and spiritual beliefs. Let's go through some of the most famous ones. Wolf moon occurs in January, named because wolves were believed to howl more during the cold winter nights. It symbolizes survival, introspection, and new beginnings in folklore. Snow moon. February's full moon, named after heavy snowfall in many regions during this month. It represents endurance and preparation for spring. Worm moon happens in March, as the Earth begins to thaw and earthworms emerge. It's a sign of seasonal transition, growth, and fertility. Corn or planting moon, seen in May, marking the season for sowing crops. It's sometimes confused with the flower moon, which celebrates full spring bloom. Harvest moon. This is perhaps the most famous seasonal moon. It's the full moon closest to the autumn equinox September. It appears earlier in the evening and shines longer, helping farmers with the harvest. It glows orange or red when low in the sky, very photogenic. Hunter's moon comes right after the harvest moon in October, named for the time of hunting and preparing for winter. These names vary across cultures: Celtic, Chinese, Hindu, Islamic, and Native American lunar calendars all have their own special moon designations. The moon unites traditions across the world. Coming up next, we'll explore rare lunar events like eclipses, moonbows, and double moons. Let's now explore the rarest and most mysterious moon-related phenomena: lunar eclipse. As discussed earlier, a lunar eclipse happens when Earth is directly between the Sun and Moon. There are three types. Total lunar eclipse: the entire moon turns red, blood moon. Partial eclipse: only part of the moon is shadowed. Penumbral eclipse: a faint, subtle shading. These are magical events that occur only a few times a year. Moonbow. A moonbow or lunar rainbow is a rare optical phenomenon. It happens when moonlight instead of sunlight reflects and refracts through water droplets, creating a rainbow at night. But moonbows are faint, often appearing white or silver, and can only happen during a bright full moon. Long exposure photography captures their full beauty. Double moon. This isn't real, but it went viral. In 2010, a hoax claimed Mars would appear as large as the moon, creating a double moon illusion. It's astronomically impossible, but the myth still spreads every year. Still, in some planetary conjunctions, the moon and a bright planet like Jupiter can be seen side by side. A beautiful sight indeed. Moon illusion. Ever noticed how the moon looks massive on the horizon? That's the moon illusion, a psychological effect where our brains perceive the moon as bigger near trees or buildings. It's not actually larger. Measure it, and you'll see. These rare events remind us of how dynamic and surprising our moon can be. But did you know the moon can also be classified by its distance, orbit, and spiritual meaning? Let's wrap it all up next. The moon isn't just a chunk of rock. It's been a symbol of mystery, emotion, and magic in cultures around the world. Let's explore some symbolic types of moons. Dark moon. This is the final phase before the new moon. Spiritually, it's seen as a time to let go, rest, and recharge. Void moon. In astrology, void of course moon is when the moon isn't making any big planetary aspects. People say it's a time to avoid making big decisions and instead reflect or take a break. The moon has always represented feminine energy cycles of change, inner emotion, intuition. In astrology, your moon sign reflects your emotional core. So there you have it. From scientific types to spiritual meanings, the moon is full of mystery, wonder, and beauty. Next time you look up at the night sky, ask yourself, what kind of moon is that tonight? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Till next time, stay curious.